Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sure. So, good evening to one and all present here.
The weather is stormy. The seas are blue. Sharks are hungry. Where are you?
MLSA is a worldwide recognizable program to sponsor students majoring in disciplines related to technology. It is a global group of on campus ambassadors who are eager to help fellow students lead in their local tech community and develop technical and career skills. Today, we Team MLSC BVP on this auspicious occasion of our first anniversary welcome you to this shocking event.
Wherein our sharks would be poaching upon you brutally. They would grill you with their questions and may award you for the same. So, gear up for the real event of business pitching and poaching. So, let's introduce you to our mentors.
So, today we have Dr. Narina Thakur ma'am, Dean of R&D at Bharati Vidyapeeth, and she is a chief coordinator that is helping us to organizing this event. She has always been very enthusiastic in sharing her technical knowledge and have always encouraged us to pursue technology with sustainability and novelty in mind. Thank you so much, ma'am, for guiding us and helping us with this event. Would you like to say a few words of motivation, ma'am?
Uh, Thank you so much, Fasil. Uh, I just want to welcome everyone on the board. Welcome to this MLSE program and all the best to all the team participants. And I'm thankful to the team. You people are putting so much of efforts and you all are really doing wonders. And I'm very happy that I'm here today to welcome everyone on the board to this particular event. And let's see, looking forward for your all cooperation and all your support. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Thank
ma'am.
you so much, ma'am. So, let us introduce you to our brutal and hungry sharks. So, we have Akshat. From a young age, he has always a sense of motivation and passion driving him forward, whether it's exploring unique opportunities, learning additional skills like photography, or meeting new people. He brings these values to every experience throughout his life, personally and professionally.
Next, we have Sadhak Seti. Sadhak is a person who believes in teamwork and taking the opportunity of leading from the front. His positive attitude, target oriented approach, and pushing his team to give their best to make him a good leader. He has an entrepreneurial mindset and hence believes in smart work. He also has a good experience in leadership, team management, and organizing events, which will prove him to be a great asset to the team.
So now we would welcome Prerna. Prerna is an optimist. She never backs down. She follows what she believes and does her best to abide by her principles. She was the VC of EDC and selected as the only Indian participant of Global Entrepreneurship School in Munich.
Next, we have Shatakshi. Shatakshi Raman, currently pursuing Bachelor's in Computer Science and Technology at Bharati Vidyapeeth since 2008. She has finished a high school from Kendriya Vidyalaya Janakpur, New Delhi. Her current research interests are machine learning, deep learning, explainable artificial intelligence, natural language understanding and processing, and user experience development. She has conducted several sessions and workshops for the same.
So, without much ado, let's discuss the rules for the event. So these are the rules for the final round. You would be given 5 to 6 minutes pitching time along with 5 minutes question and answer. You would be penalized for exceeding the time limit for pitching in final scores. So consider it carefully. You will have to join the meeting at 5 p.m. sharp and wait for your turn according to the time slots. So let's start the event by welcoming the teams. So we have the first team along with us.
So we are the first team craft crew. May the sharks poach upon you. You may begin.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Are we audible?
Yes, you are. You may begin.
Okay, I'll share my screen then. Just a second. Dependent, can you share? I'm just not able to share the screen somehow. I don't know.
No, I'm exactly not sure how.
Um,
Can somebody tell us where is that option of sharing the screen?
Yeah, I just got it, but I'm not able.
It's next to the leave button. The leave mute your video camera. It's next to it.
Yeah, I just got that, but I am not. That PPT is not showing up in my share screen thing. That is.
So just open the PPT and then open the Teams window again. I think that will help you. How can you see? Um,
There are only 2 slides and it's widescreen, dear.
I don't know why I'm not able to. I have opened it on my desktop, but I'm somehow not able to share it. I don't know why.
Can you
Right.
send the link or the Google Drive link so that
Yeah, I have
we
sent
can?
it all. Okay, I'll send it in the chat.
Yeah, we'll share it.
Okay, I'll do that. I have just put it on the chat.
Yeah, okay. I'll share it. Just a second.
Thank you so much.
It's okay. Is it visible?
Yeah,
There.
yeah.
Okay. Just tell me when to switch the slide, okay?
Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you, ma'am.
You guys can start now.
Okay. Hello everyone. So this is Team Traffic View, and we are here to pitch for our company Mindtree. So as we have been allotted for the IT industry, so let us now understand the overall industry structure of the country. We know that India is the leading source of destination, and it accounts for almost 55% of the market share. And the year-on-year growth for this industry spending in India has been around 7.3%. So also we have in the current year we have seen a lot of FDI inflows, which is worth around USD dollar of 71.05 billion between the April 2000 to March 21. And so the computer software and hardware sector in India, it has attracted a huge foreign direct investment, and it is ranked second in the FDI inflows. So in part of the respect the government is spending, the government has also rolled out many initiatives like the Make in India or the Phased Manufacturing Program, which is helping the IT sector in India to develop. And it has also the development of the advanced computing. It has launched free, inactive, innovative technologies of the automatic parallelizing compiler, the cybersecurity operations as well. Can you take me to the next slide?
It is changed. Yeah, you can start.
So this is the business model which depicts the and which shows the growth enablers, and it identifies the key input activities which the company performs and the outcomes which differentiate them from their competitors. So mainly it is the inputs can be of many types, like the financial, which gives the working capital or the expenditure on R&D which they do, and the results of this financial expenditure will be the revenue or the EBITDA which the company is generating. In the respect of the human capital, the output is very, as of now it is very nice, like the improved, they have the high attrition rate, the gender diversity is also good, and in respect to the technological or the new intellectual part, the technological tools or the digital platforms that they have been using, it is also generating a good return for them. For the natural resources, and is also an important input parameter. So it and as we have seen that, and which we have studied from our study of the company, we have understood that that Mindtree is doing a very good CSR for the natural resource conservation as well, and for energy conservation. So this is a good thing for which the company is trying to make. Can you take me to the next slide?
It is open now. You can start with your operational analysis.
Yeah. So now let's look at the operational analysis of the company by looking at an example of what Mindtree had done with an European investment firm. So they were their client, and this client is basically a world leader in executing and clearing listed derivatives. And they are also one of the largest futures commission merchant offering execution and clearing of all their global customers. So inevitably, their documentation is a very large process, and they were facing a huge problem with regards to that. So as I've mentioned in the slide, lack of documentation, complex scenarios involving the approval and authorization, data quality and consistency, these were some of the issues that their client was facing when they had come to Mindtree for a solution. So how Mindtree took the situation into their own hands was really commendable, because they did a thorough assessment of the entire problem. They identified and documented the entire process flows for handling account creation. Then they also mapped the user roles and differentiated all the portals. And lastly, they went on to make the solution design, which they did on Pega software. So which they did as a workflow tool for internal accounts control. And in this entire process, the client was very happy with how in just a matter of 3.5 months, so 3.5 months was the deadline given to Mindtree. So they were very impressed that how in such a short time they could develop the entire solution and provide them, and they also increase the security of the software. So the client was very satisfied with how the process went. Yeah, next slide. Yeah. Now to talk about the financial analysis. So firstly, let's okay, the slide is actually not visible to me, but okay, I think it's the valuation ratio slide,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it is visible from my side.
Okay, yeah, maybe there's a lag. Yeah. So now we to talk about the financial analysis. So we all know how important valuation is, and uh, creating more wealth for their stakeholders is one of the very important aspects that a company can do well in, because at the end of the day you are answerable to your stakeholders and to your investors. So we can see from the picture that the P ratio of the of Mindtree has been increasing from 2017. So over the period of last 5 years, they have been giving back to their stakeholders in the best way possible, and this is also pretty well compared to its peers in the IT industry. So again, the next slide will be taken ahead by Shreya.
Okay. So what do we in general mean by return ratios? Are that what So in return to the assets uh, or the equity a company has, how are they able to generate the return on what they have? So basically, what we see here is that the return on equity or the return on the capital what they have, it has been increasing over the years. Like from if we see the ROC means, so it has been increasing from 16 to around 30 to the almost two times. It has grown from 2017 to 2021 in just a matter of 5 years. So it clearly shows how the company is able to generate a very good return to their shareholders or to the investors. Next slide.
Yeah. So now to look at the comparison analysis of the peers of Mindtree. So we from this picture we can see that Mindtree has outperformed all its peers in respect to its last 1 year performance. So the percentage is 173.95, whereas all the other companies are lagging a bit behind Mindtree. Then also, if we talk about the debt to equity ratio, we can see that it's a zero uh, debt company. So Mindtree doesn't take debt. So inevitably, the return that the company will provide will create for its investors will be much higher than the other companies which actually has debt. So I think this is a very positive point for Mindtree. Uh, and moving on to the next slide, again, Shreya will be taking over.
So another thing which is important to the shareholders or the investors who are planning to invest in the company is the growth prospects or what the company is planning to do ahead in future. So there has been several deals that Mindtree has been able to crack, and the recent deals for the last quarter are also very nice. That it has been chosen as a strategic partner by a leading global travel software and technology company to modernize to modernize their journey towards the cloud computing system. And it has also been selected by a leading bank to provide Salesforce transformation. So these are some of the very positive parts which like a company like Mindtree can achieve if they go.
Excuse me. Sorry to interrupt, but your time is almost complete. So please wrap it up.
Yeah, this is our last slide.
The sharks are actually very hungry right now.
Yeah, sir. So, and the Mindtree has also has received several awards. It is among the top. It is among UK's top companies in customer satisfaction also. So, from these things, from the awards and accolades, also we can understand that as the company is able to satisfy its customers, it is almost on a spark to grow in the future as well. So, this was all from our side. Thank you.
All right. Great presentation, guys. Let me ask a few questions. What are the revenue dependencies on your top 10 clients of this company?
I'm just getting with the question. What do you exactly?
I'm asking what are the revenue dependency of the top 10 clients of this company? For example, what percentage of revenue are the top 10 clients are contributing to the company? And what risk do we have if they leave us?
Okay. So it has around 20% as far as I studied the annual state report of Mindtree.
Okay.
And
And what are the key geographic factors it is operating in? Like key geographic locations?
Yeah, it's in Europe, and India, and
US.
entire Pacific Asia.
Mhm. And since we know that IT is a employee intensive, what do you say, industry, what is the iteration of Mindtree? How many employees are leaving? What is the percentage of workforce that is leaving every year?
So
I think Mindtree has a yeah, you can continue.
So according to Mindtree, the attrition rate was lower, but it has increased to around 13 to 14%.
Yeah, I think during the pandemic they had to lay off and their attrition rate decreased. I think it was around 18% in the last financial year, and now I think it's like around 11% or 11.5%. So I think this is only because of the pandemic, because every industry is suffering and the economic situation is at a downfall, and I'm most likely this attrition rate will improve in the coming years.
All right, that's it from me.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Shiv. Sukanya representing. So you mentioned about PE ratio of Mindtree, right? So can you compared it with the other peer companies? Can you compare it to the industry PE ratio and tell me what are the future prospects for your company? Hello.
Yeah. So I think that there has been many reports that Mindtree has a higher PE ratio compared to the other companies like TCS and Wipro.
I'm not
because
asking you to compare with other companies. Comparing to the industry, do you know what is the industry PE ratio right now?
Not sure.
Because I feel that the average industry PO we just decided by the top companies, or it
Yeah, like
ranges.
the top. Yeah.
It is different for if we take a bucket of companies and take their average, so it will be different for different sectors of companies, right?
So PE ratio can be undervalued and overvalued, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So according to that, can you tell me what is the future prospect for your company?
Yeah,
I
I
think what
think that. Yeah, sir. Please say.
Yeah, I think what she's saying is that your PE is already overvalued.
Yeah.
How much growth can we see in your company in the future? Can you sustain this higher valuations that we are kind of giving
So
to you?
maybe not, because obviously because the market is at a high, it's a bull market. So the P's are also increasing, but I think even if the PE comes down, like in accordance to all the other companies, like the industry PE comes around the industry average, I think the company will still be able to give back to its investors. So as long as you are a fundamentally strong company and you are giving back to your investors, it shouldn't be a problem for the company. And also, one thing that I would like to mention here is that the free cash flow for Mindtree is increasing over the years. So I think that is also a very important thing, because IT needs cash, and also they will be able to invest in various fixed assets and thus expand themselves and be more, be more able to give back to their investors.
Got it.
Because they are also wanting to go to the digital segment, because nowadays telehealth, then everything is digital. And so they have also mentioned this in their investor presentation, that they would want to go to the health segment as well, because that is a hot topic right now.
Okay, thank you. That's from my side.
Thank you, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just one question. Are you aware of the other source of income of Mindtree other than the IT business?
So
It's through equity. They raise their capital through equity.
Equity as in equity investment in other companies, right?
Yeah, and also they are a listed company, so they raise their capital by issuing shares as well. Because they are a debt-free company, so mostly they are raising capital through equity.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Is there any other question Shark wants to ask?
Shadaki, you might want to add something.
No. What I was wanting to ask was asked by you exactly. So no.
Okay. So thank you so much, Craft Group.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us this opportunity.
So now I would like to welcome Team Gold Diggers. So I would just like to warn the team, beware of our sharks. Team Gold Diggers, you can proceed.
Good evening. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Okay, sir. There's one thing. Okay.
Uh,
Siddharth, can you please present the
yes.
screen?
Is my screen visible, sir?
Yes, it is visible.
And sir, camera. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay.
Okay, so should we start?
Yeah,
Siddharth,
sure.
can you just turn on your camera? Siddharth and Sanskar.
Yes, I have turned it on.
I think there is some issue with my camera. It's not getting turned on. Oh, so I'm sharing my screen, so I'm not able to turn this on. Okay. So we can start. Okay. Good evening, everyone. We are from Team Gold Diggers, and we represent Kansai Paint, that is Nerolec. Let's move on to information of our company. Our vision is to design solutions that protect, inspire, and touch lives every day. Our range of products include NeuroFleur primer to NeuroFleur wall coat. Recently, we have won the Best Vendor in Safety Awards and Most Innovative Product of the Year award. Moving on towards the next slide. These are a few of our products through which we generate our revenue, which includes general industrial coatings, powder coating, high performance coating, decorative coatings, and automotive coatings, along with all other products. These are some of our top customers. As you can see, they are Maruti Suzuki, Toyota, Honda, TVS, Bajaj, Honda. All of this, as you can see, we have covered a vast number of automobiles in our company as a customers. Sanskar,
Okay.
you can take it.
Yeah. So basically, this is we have taken up two models for the industry analysis. That is the Pestle model and the Porter's five force model. So basically, as far as the political factors are concerned, India is the largest democratic country in the world. So the political situation of our country is very stable. Then it is also the second fastest growing economy in the entire world. Along with it, India is the second largest populated economy in the world as well. As far as the technological factors are concerned, we are emerging in the IT sector as there is modernization of paints like waterproof paints, Teflon coating, creating color shops, etc. As far as the environmental factors are concerned, we use lead-free paints, so that helps in preserving our environment. And as the legal factors are concerned, there are pollution control law we have, then we have health and safety law as well as the environmental law. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is the second model that we are using for the industrial analysis. It is the Porter's five force model. So basically, as far as the threat of new entrants is concerned, so it is very low in comparison for our company. Then also the threat of substitutes is also very low. The bargaining power of our suppliers is medium, and the bargaining power of our buyers as a whole is also medium. Also, the competitive rivalry that we can talk about is also low, as there are very less competitors for us that are, and some of them include Asian Paints and the Berger Paints. Next slide, please. These are some of our plants that are present in the in our country. So basically, we have major six plants that have been that are present. Along with it, we have one more upcoming plant. So that will be soon implemented. Next slide. Yeah. So this is our supply chain model. So we start our model from demand planning. Then accordingly we do production of the requirements. Then paint processing is done at the manufacturing side. Also, when we have the finished goods, then it is distributed to the regional distribution center. Sometimes it is distributed to the depot, or in some cases it is directly distributed to the customers. for the further part, Shubham will take over.
Okay. Next slide. So considering the financials of the company, we are having a rising net profit year on year, but we can see a small dip over there into the 2020 as it would be due to the coronavirus pandemic. Company is having a stable revenue throughout the complete past 5 years, as we can see onto the screen. Considering the balance sheet of the company, the share capital of the company is stably maintained, whereas the reserves, which are the surplus cash, which is going on increasing, cash in hand is continuously increasing, which is a good point for us. Current liabilities are also increasing day by day. The reason behind this is because due to the pandemic which occurred recently, then we are having total liabilities increased a bit due to debt increasing day by day. Considering the valuation ratios, we are having an increase in PE from past 3 years. This is due to the low competition, and as well as the industry PE is quite higher as compared to the competitors. So we are considered as an undervalued competitor into this industry. Considering the PB ratio and EBITDA ratio, it is also increasing on a greater scale. Next slide. We follow the 3P sustainability model, which include profit, people, and planet. For profit, we plan upon for financial capital and intellectual capital. For people, we are utilizing the human capital and social responsibility capital, relationship capital. For planet, we have planned some goals which will be reducing, applying the environmental laws and everything. Next slide. Next slide, Siddharth.
Guys, you have 30 seconds left, so please wrap it up.
Okay. Sure, sir. CSR, our CSR focus area, which is corporate social responsibility, we generally focus on the restoration of buildings and sites and historical importance, ensuring environmental sustainability, and preventing healthcare and sanitation, and various other activities. So being a paint industry into this sector, we can be considered as underdogs, and we are having less number of competitors into this industry. Thank you. Next. Thank you. Questions, sir?
All right, guys. Great presentation. So,
thank you.
Okay, after the pandemic disruption, what do you think is the status of your distribution network? As there is a real demand in the rural sector of the country, right? How are you targeting them, and has this pandemic actually disrupted your plans, or have they kind of aided it?
Okay. Considering the pandemic situation, so there is not any the demand has not been reduced. Just in the case of our main revenue stream from the automobile industry is reduced, as mainstream of the Nerolac is through automobile industry, and automobile industry is completely down during this pandemic. So the revenue from the automobile industry has reduced a bit. But considering the general purpose paints, we have got a great demand from due to this pandemic. For countering the supply chain, we have the company have started growing digitally.
All right. There are competitors like Indigo Paints who are actually doing a lot of specialty chemicals and specialty paints. So how are you planning to enter into that market, and how are you gonna counter them? Because they are raising like really fast. From 2001, I think they have started, and now they are the 5th largest paint player in the country.
Okay, considering the Indigo Paint scenario, Indigo Paints generally focuses on the custom wall paints and other reflective paints, while our business model is focusing more towards the automobile industries. But when we try to enter into this side, we'll have a larger edge, because 12% of the complete revenue of Indigo Paints is towards marketing, because they are not having a complete market capitalization as big as Nerolac. So we'll be having a better edge in while we will be entering into the market, as we'll be having a better market capture.
All right. So since you are not spending that much on marketing, What is the situation of your ROC and what are your net profit margins?
Considering the net profit margins, it's increasing slighter after the pandemic. The reason behind this is, as I said, supply chains are becoming digital day by day. The second factor over here is increase in GDP. When the GDP increases, the automobile sector increases its prices, right? So as the automobile prices increases, we'll be getting a better margin in our revenue.
All right. So are you facing any, what do you say, commodity side inflation in your prices?
Yeah, raw material sides, right, sir?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, as there are less number of specialty chemical providers and suppliers from our side, which are mainly focused towards the Chinese countries as well as the Japanese countries. So there are some disruptions due to the current political situation between India and China.
All right. Okay, so how will you counteract that situation? Will you increase the price or will you decrease the margins?
Okay, for this we are trying to search for the new suppliers throughout the side for European markets and Western markets. There has been greater demand and urge in the market capitalization of the paint industry from the Western markets, and new entrepreneurs are being developed over there. For the industries are developed for these specialty chemicals. We can approach them for these things as well.
All right, that's it from me.
Okay.
Sadhak.
Okay. Okay. Hello. I have a question. So basically, we're talking about sustainability and how Nerolac, plays itself as lead-free and sustainable. So how do you plan on crossing that closed loop of sustainability, especially since like European countries, they have now mandated the circular economy, and several of them, including one of the most famous is European coatings, they have taken up circular economy. So how do you think Nerolac will fit over that? And despite doing that, they are counteracting the sustainability as well as increasing their profits. So how do you think Nerolac plans to target that sector?
Okay. Considering this fact, Nerolac is planning to go completely sustainable by 2025 by increasing its margins lighter.
And how is it planning on that? Like there has to be some steps or something.
Okay. For this, as there's an EV boom, electric vehicles would be on a boom, right? So there would be a greater urge in the automobile industry. The more and more number of, it would be a new born of the automobile industry, we can say. So more number of paints would be required, and our manufacturing will drastically increase from there. So we are planning to completely go our lead-free industry, that is our paints from lead-free, and as electric vehicles, there would be current supply and electric motors going on. So we need to have lead-free paints, as lead is a cation, we can say. So technically speaking, electrically these electrons are pulled by the cations. So it would directly hamper the automobile industry. So we are planning to go lead-free.
See, Nerolac already publishes itself as lead-free, and it has done so since 2012, if I remember those jingles. That is not my question. My question is, how does its concept fit into the circular economy concept of sustainability?
Didn't get you, ma'am. Can you repeat the question again? Sorry.
Yeah, sure thing. So what I'm saying is that since paint industry is something which has lesser raw materials, so it always closes down to a closed loop of sustainability, right? To counteract that, several of European companies, manufacturers have taken up the closed loop economy, and they have actually increased. If you look over at the case studies, you can easily see that they have doubled up their revenue system up from 30 to 50%. So how does Nerolac finds to fit itself into that?
Okay, considering this scenario, what can be done is Nerolac can reduce the number of raw materials and by increasing its margin.
Okay. Okay. It's all from my side. Anybody else has any questions?
Yeah, I have some questions. Okay. So as you mentioned in the Porter's 5 analysis, you mentioned that there is low chance of competition increasing. Why is that?
The reason behind this is there are very less, there are big giants already present into this industry, considering Asian Paints, Berger Paints, and Indigo Paints. Second reason behind this is raw materials are, to set up a factory, firstly, we need high capital, and which is not practically possible for any other industry to directly enter into this market. The second reason behind this is if any industry merges into this industry, bigger giants like Asian Paints and Nerolac can directly merge or form a JV with these companies.
No, as you must be aware of that, Reliance is moving into the green sector. What if it comes into your paint sector?
Okay.
It is the largest company of India, so how will you tackle that?
Uh, okay, so considering this scenario, Reliance would be the new entrant, right? So considering the paint market, Reliance won't be having that market capture as same as us. So we would be having a greater edge over Reliance, and after this we would have to increase the slighter margins just because to increase the marketing. The reason behind this is as Reliance has a greater network over the world rather than as compared to Nerolac. So we need to have a greater margin. We need to increase the margins to increase some slots for the marketing revenue to do the marketing.
All right. Just one more question. How do you plan to tackle the leading paint companies in the near future?
Okay. Considering this question is for Asian Paints, right, sir?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Asian Paints portfolio, when we see the Asian Paints portfolio, it is mainly towards the general purposes, house paints, industrial paints. But considering Nerolac's portfolio, we can say it is more diverse and more revenue streams. The reason behind this is we are more focused towards automobile industry, and some of our products are also lying towards the general purposes industry. To counter them, what we can do is increase the marketing firstly. The second would be to increase to have more productions. As the marketing would be increased, demand would be increased again, and increasing more number of capital to set up factories would be the third point, as Asian Paints is having a higher P as compared to Nerolac, and Asian Paints P is quite stable, while considering the Nerolac, it's undervalued as compared to the industry P.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Any more questions, sir?
I would like to ask the sharks if they have further questions.
Prerna, do you have any question?
Okay, for us. Oh yes, sir. We had a question. How do generally? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say considering a paint industry, how do generally paint industry evolves? Let's say Asian Paints is there as a big giant from past 10 years, 10, 20 years. But considering the Nerolac, how can it enter into a new market? Let's say if its presence is not into the European market, how will we enter into it? As there would be European companies present already over there.
Yeah.
Without forming a JV, yes, without forming a joint venture or merging with a company.
So that is going to be one difficult task to do, because most of the European companies and the countries are rather protectionist, and they do kind of want some form of JV. And if even if they don't, entering into a new market completely without a plan generally leads to a lot of money, just down the drain. So I don't think right now Nerolac can do that in this particular market. But of course, in Asian markets, it can definitely foray into more developing countries.
Okay, sure, sir.
Also, I would like to add one point. If you plan to go into the European markets, first of all, you will have to look out for a loophole that the other companies are lagging. You will have to target that loophole and sell your product targeting that loophole.
Since Europe lacks a lot of raw subsistence in itself, it usually looks up to the companies where you can have your own raw subsistence or that thing. So you'll have to make sure, and it really focuses on sustainability, especially due to EU laws that come with sustainability. So you'll have to make sure that your product stands out on those bases and follows all the guidelines. So it will be better for you to not enter it without until unless you have a big thing that other people do, that other companies do.
Okay, sure, sir. Sure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Team Gold Diggers.
Next, I would like to call Team Vibranium. And before you guys begin, I just wanted to tell you that hope our sharks reward you. So, Team Vibranium, please begin.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Hello.
you are.
I had one doubt. Can we pitch a product of that company instead of the whole company?
Akshay, please.
I don't think so. You have to pitch the whole company, and fundamentally, you have to say what is the company doing. And we are kind of more into the business and not into a particular product.
Okay. Kayan, yeah, we'll start.
Okay. Is it visible?
Yeah, it is.
Good evening, Sharks and the organizers. Me and my pal, Teeth Verma from Team Vibranium are presenting the company Kansai Nerolax Paint Limited. We will start with the introduction of the company. In 1920, Gahagan Paints and Varnish came into being at Lower Parel in Mumbai. A century later, this paint company continues to be an enviable position, that of being the second largest paint company in India and one of the most trusted names in the industry. Kansai Nerolax is the second largest coating company in India and a market leader in industrial coatings. The Pestles analysis, starting from the political one. The tax paid by Nerolac company to the government is approximately 10.76%. The total tax paid is 532 crores. It is political stable. There are negligible trade restrictions as of inside India, and there are environmental regulations are abided by those of the government. And we use modern technology such as recycling and other such methods to give out minimum waste in nature. Economical. From 2021 to 2021, total salaries and wages paid to the workers and the laborers was 226.74 crores. The number of employees are approximately 3,000. The average median wage is 7.5 lakhs. Sales rose by 250 crores from last year. That is 2019 to 2020. There was an economic growth. The working hours of an employee is 7 hours, 6 days a week. Social. The CSR activities are grouped broadly under the 5 umbrellas, namely livelihood and skill enhancement, with external partners such as SBI, rural community development, preventive healthcare and sanitation, promoting education and ensuring environmental sustainability. Technological. All the existing core SAP applications are of the latest version, and cutting-edge application and solution are being sought out in the areas of finance, marketing and customer relationship, manufacturing, corporate governance, business analytics, mobile and vendor portals, etc. Environmental. All all our manufacturing plants are ISO 14001 certified, which helps the organization achieve sound environmental performance. With efficient and optimum use of resources and by encouraging recycling, we are constantly working to improve and contribute to the ecosystem. We are also keenly aware of our responsibilities towards our stakeholders, and as a result, KNPL ensures that environmental information is available to all the stakeholders through the annual environmental report. Legal. The company believes in abiding by the code of governance so as to be a responsible corporate citizen and to serve the best interest of all the stakeholders, with the employees, shareholders, customers, vendors, and the society at large. From now, Mike Pal, Teeth will take over.
Porter's five forces analysis. Competitive rivalry. Onyx A and Maharani Paint Limited Private Limited are car coating, Maharani Private Limited in the industrial coating section. And here the competitive rivalry is minimal because we attract customers with aggressive price cuts and high impact marketing campaigns. Supplier power. We have a lot of suppliers with the best quality products, thus the prices of our supplier will remain stable or might decrease in the future. The buyer power. In the real estate sector, Oberoi, Raheja, Kalpataru, etc. And being market leaders in the automotive sector, they have the most coveted customers like Maruti, Suzuki, Toyota, Kirloskar, etc. Threat of substitution. Wall stickers can be a threat to substitution as these are getting more preferable instead of paint. Asian Paints, the company seems to have their own set of workers whom they pay for professional wall painting and old contracts. The threat of new entry. It takes a good amount of money and effort to get a foothold in the industrial coating market as well as in the production of paint. We have strong and durable barriers to entry. We can preserve a favorable position and take fair advantage of it. SWOT analysis. Strengths. We have a monopoly in car coatings. We are second largest paint and coating solutions company in India, market leader in industrial coating, automotive and powder coating. Weakness in decorative paint industry, customers' tastes and preferences change very fast and products may become obsolete with change in trends. Hence, production planning and inventory is a problem. Opportunities. With the growing popularity of ceramic coating and customization of cars, which uses special kind of solution, the opportunity to have more influence in the automobile market increases. Kansai Nerolic Paints has a good scope to develop new products with PODs which highlight the brand in the midst of a competitive environment. Threat. Foreign companies with better technology and resources are trying to get into the Indian market. Stringent government rules and regulations regarding the quality of products and manufacturing facilities as environment policies are given more emphasis. Things that we feel important are customer service, best quality products, R&D, and aggressive marketing strategies. Here's a picture of our latest product, and a new TV commercial was launched for this product. Thank you very much.
And in case you are wondering why was the presentation so small, we accidentally made a pitch for a product instead of the company. Sorry for that.
All right. All right. Fair enough. Okay, so do you have any other research, like, or do you have only the product research?
Only the product, and it wasn't even a real one.
Amazing. So
Sorry.
your analysis was real good, and I was really glad that you did the pestle analysis like really well. Okay. Okay. So can you like name top 5 competitors of your company in the market? Or
Indigo
Yeah,
Paints.
sure.
Okay,
yeah.
you go for it. Pan ka.
Go, Tirth, please.
Acha, okay, I'll go. Indigo Paints, Asian Paints, Maharani Paint Limited, Private Limited, and there's this paint company whose name is Onyx AA, another one. Um, and yeah,
Yeah. All right. Okay. So have you seen the what's the valuation Nerolac is trading at in the market?
yeah, it's around
Yeah.
670, right? Oh, okay,
Yeah, it's like trading at a lower valuation than Asian Paints, like a lot lower, around 50%, 60% lower.
It's 300
Why?
approximately
Yeah.
per
So
liter.
no, I'm talking about
I
the
didn't know
market
it's talking
valuation.
about the valuation, not the
Sorry,
product.
my bad.
Yeah. Not the product. Okay. So why do you think that Nerolac is trading lower?
Uh, Asian Paints, one of the main influence of Asian Paints is because these guys are kind of offering, direct service to your home, and they're just as in, uh, if you kind of get the service done by the professionals, right? So like if you just name it the marketing campaign, there was this TV commercial which kind of explained the stuff that happened. Like they would send professionals to your house and utilize their paint and stuff. So like maybe that one of their marketing strategies is working well.
Okay. All right. That's it from me. Prerna, do you have any questions?
Yeah. So, see, since we have already seen that the market share for NASDAQ has been going down since over the years, and also your PE ratio is undervalued. So, how does it reflect on the company, or what are you planning to tackle?
Sorry, ma'am.
Am I not audible? Hello?
Yeah, you are.
Just a little bit of disturbance in background.
Okay. Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
So the market share for the company is decreasing over the year, and your PE ratio is also undervalued. So how is this being reflecting on your company, and what are you planning to tackle this? How are you planning to tackle this?
By launching new breakthrough products, we are going to capture a lot of market, a new market, and the existing market we are in.
Why do you think your market share is going down? Is there some sort of particular sentiment among people regarding your company? What's the reason?
Maybe due to the marketing strategies and more is the monopoly of different companies like Asian Paint, Nerolac, and so on.
This was okay. Okay, that's it from my side.
Okay, I have a question out of curiosity. In the pestle analysis, you mentioned that the company paid a tax of 532 crores. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you mentioned that the company paid an amount of 532 crores in taxes. So was that figure of annual or quarter?
Annual. It was of 2019-2020 brochure. Right after that, the balance sheet.
Okay. Thank you. Shatakshi?
Welcome.
Yeah, so one of your subsidiaries is Marpol. Do you know about that? It has. So, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes, that you are.
Yes.
Yeah, your overall growth at Marpol is negative 7.4%. And it is in the financial year of 2019. So that is when it wasn't hit by Corona. So what do you think were the effect? Do you think were the reasons why it is at minus 7.4? Even its
Marpol is the
CBD.
powder coating sector of Kansai, right? So
Yeah.
and it was before the okay. So
Yeah. Even its EBITDA decreased by 3%. And same happened with Perma, which is your construction chemicals. So why do you think Nerolac is doing great? However, its domestic subsidiaries are not performing as well.
more focus, maybe due to more focus on the usual paint and industrial coating sector than the powder coating.
Okay. All right. That's all from my side.
Also, I'm really curious. What was the product?
You want me to screen share that?
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah.
Just wrap it up in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it visible?
Yes, it's visible.
It will help you. this imaginary product that we made, and they kind of explained everything, the problem, the solution, and the challenge.
Also, you reimagined the product by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we did reimagine. So we were kind of wanted to start it with that we are bringing a new product in the market and can change the price.
Ah, wait.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we really did everything. Even the customer analysis and stuff like that we added there.
Okay.
We even
What
added
is
the
the-
bit.
What is
Yeah,
the product actually?
it is a self-healing coating solution for vehicles, because one of the main problems is that kind of the coat over the coat or the paint over the vehicles gets scraped off due to rust or maybe any kind of other issues like that, right?
This is actually quite interesting. Like,
Yeah, we can, like, if you want, we can just like present
Yeah,
it in a good
yes.
way, like it would be good.
We would,
uh,
due to the time constraint.
yeah, exactly. But we would love to have the presentation later after the competition if you want to present it to us then.
It's okay. We will.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
thank you very much.
awesome.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So,
Thank you so much, Team Vibranium.
So now I would like to welcome Team Liquid. Beware of our sharks. They are really getting really hungry. Team Liquid, you can start.
Team Liquid, are you there? Team Liquid?
I don't think so.
okay, start with the next team. We can
Okay,
just ping
next
them.
we have next I would like to welcome Team Cortina. Is Team Cortina here? Team Cortina. Team Cortina is also not here.
This is amazing.
Then we have Team Falcon.
Yes, we are here.
Team Falcon, right?
Team Falcon is there.
Right. Okay, so Team Falcon, you may start.
Can we get 1 minute? Manish, please start the presentation.
It's fine, take your time. Please start.
Yeah, sure. A very warm good evening to one and all present here. Today we, the Team Falcon, are going to pitch in the Tata Power Company. Let us see the general business. Next slide, Ayush. Tata Power, formerly known as Tata Electric, set up initial first hydroelectric power station in 1915. Tata Power has 12,772 megawatt of generation capacity, out of which 30% comes from clean and green source. The MD and CEO of Tata Power is Mr. Praveer Sinha, and the chairman of the board is Mr. Natarajan. Let us move on to the industry analysis. Tata Power produces 8805 megawatt of energy from thermal power generation, 447 megawatt through hydropower, 375 megawatt from waste heat, 932 megawatt from wind, and 1705 megawatt from solar. In future, total renewable energy of Tata Power will increase by 1145 megawatt from 2637 to 3782 megawatt. Now we will talk about efficiency ratios. As we can see in the graph, the receivable days have increased slightly as the company expanded its distribution in the new regions. Overall, the cash conversion cycle is improved significantly since 2016 and has gone negative for 19 days. Let us see the valuation ratios. The company has been trading at almost flat multiples over the years due to the nature of the industry, like slow growth, asset intensity, and lower profitability. However, the multiples can see a steady increase in the coming years due to the privatization of the public sector and the increasing focus on renewable energy. Thus, the company has good revenue growth opportunities in the future. Now, I would like to call Manish.
Ayush, next slide. So operation analysis basically means an analysis of operation that a company does. For example, in our case, the operation that Tata Power does is to harness various forms of energy. It harnesses wind energy by having its plant installed in Maharashtra, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, and Rajasthan. Now, talking about hydropower, harnessing the hydropower, the company has an installed hydropower capacity of 1,762 megawatt, and it has also commissioned two units of 60 megawatt, each of its 120 megawatt, with ATZ Tezi hydropower project in Zambia. Next is harnessing solar power. It has over 4.5 gigawatt of renewable energy under construction, and Tata Power has a strong portfolio of 1,705 megawatt of solar generation capacity. Next slide, Ayush. Talking about future scopes of Tata Power. First is renewable generation. Tata Power is a leading player in the renewable generation space, having a presence across the value chain. Significant growth opportunities in renewable, that is both in organic and inorganic, are expected to arise in future. Second one is thermal and hydro generation. Tata Power does not have any greenfield or brownfield expansion plans in the near term, but would continue to maintain the existing thermal and hydro operation in sustainable manner. However, the company has explored the inorganic route to acquire a few stressed thermal assets through Resurgent and acquired TPGCL, a supercritical thermal power plant in Uttar Pradesh. Next slide, Ayush.
Thank you so much, Manish. So now let's have a look on the financial analysis by looking at the full income statement analysis, the balance sheet analysis, and the profitability ratios. Now, starting from the income statement analysis, so from the table that is mentioned over here, we can see that the operation income during the year, it fell down by 2.5% on a year-on-year basis. The company's operating profit increased by 13.2% year to year during the fiscal. Operating profit margins witnessed a fall and down at 26.6% in for the year 2020 as against 22.9% in for year 2019. Net profit margins
Guys,
during the year declined.
Sorry to interrupt, but your time is over, so please.
Oh, sir. Oh. We could so at last to conclude, I would like to mention some key points about Tata Power Company. For example, the Tata Power has 9.5 million consumers of 12,800 megawatts of generation of electricity, 100 plus years of experience in the Indian power sector, and a 30% clean energy portfolio. Also, they have set their footprints both nationally and internationally. Thank you so much.
Okay, so hi.
Hello.
I have a question. As we have asked before also, like we all know that Reliance is planning to go green, right? So, and Reliance is also into the power business. So, how do you plan on competing on that? As Reliance's sustainability model is very similar to that of what Tata follows, how do you plan on staying apart from it? Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. So, any answers?
Ma'am, can you repeat the question?
Okay, so my question was that Tata has taken the sustainability initiative before and is now in the market. However, Reliance and other companies or other power companies are also going into that. They have if you look over at their reports, they have very similar business models in plan. So how do you think that it will affect its model, or how do you think what will Tata do to stay apart from them? Am I not audible?
Sadakshi, you are audible. So basically what she's saying is Reliance is going into green energy.
Sorry,
and you are green energy. Yeah, okay.
Any other question, Shark?
Okay, I have a question. Tata Power has a lot of debt to equity. How are you going to solve the debt problem?
Debt to equity as well as shares are pledged.
Yeah. Guys, do we have you or?
I guess they don't want to answer or they don't know the answer.
Yeah, we don't know the answer.
So you should say that, no? We are waiting.
Exactly. All right. And my last question is, there was the cancellation of your solar energy plant in Malaysia recently. So what was the reason and what could be the reason? All right. That's it from me.
No worries, Team Liquid. Thank you so much. We may proceed to the next team. Vasudev?
So I would like to call Team Cortina. And before Team Cortina comes, I just want to tell you that caution, sharks are really getting dangerous, so pitch safe. Team Cortina, please start. Yes. You're actually not properly, you're not properly audible.
I think you have some sort of voice changing something on.
Moaz, your voice is not clear.
Can you just rejoin?
Hello, am I audible now?
Yeah. Yeah, you're perfectly audible.
Okay, thank you. Just give me a second, I'll share my screen.
Sure.
Okay. Sorry to keep everyone waiting.
No, it's okay. You can start.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. This is Mohammad Moaz from the team Cortina, and we'll be presenting the company Motilal Oswal. Okay, so if you ask anyone who has invested in the financial sector in India, one name that they will tell you that equals trust is Motilal Oswal. It has been a company that has been there for more than 30 years and has been a constant. Okay, so for those of you who don't know about Motilal Oswal, it is a financial security brokerage firm that was started in 1987 by Ramdev Agrawal and Mr. Motilal Oswal and has stood the test of time because of its loyal customer base. Okay, some of you might have this question that what do we do? What are the services that we provide? So Motilal Oswal is a company that provides diversified financial services offering a range of financial products and services from private wealth management, broking, asset management, investment banking to many others. Okay, and since we have all our sharks here, so while investing, one of the main questions that you might have for the company is what is our aim and what do we want to achieve? Our aim is to make India, the youth of India, self-sufficient, and we want to make them financially independent. We want to create a healthy working environment for our employees as well. Okay, moving on to the more technical side of things, now we'll have Jaideep for the industrial analysis.
So Motilal Oswal is a company which provides financial services. And as we know that this industry is growing exponentially. In May 2021, the mutual fund industry crossed over 10 crore folios. There are some huge players in the industry such as Zerodha, Sharekhan, Kotak Securities, Grow, etc. Because of this, the industry has some cutthroat competition. And the most efficient way to thrive in this competition is by winning customers' loyalty and differentiating our services and products in the market. Some top competitors in the market are relatively new entrants, and because they are backed by a huge amount of capital, they are able to compete. But we still have the trust of our customer for more than 30 years. Moving ahead.
Now we'll be having the operation analysis from Jaideep only.
Right. So Motilal Oswal network is widely spread across the nation. We have over 2,200 locations in 500 plus cities. Our operating expenses has increased by 57% to rupees 524 crores in FY21. But our client acquisition too saw an encouraging growth with number of families under our business increasing 20% to 5,004. Our business have stood strong in the volatile year of FY 2021 while maintaining the operating parameters. Motilal Oswal's operating margins continue to remain stable despite the fluctuations in the market volumes and revenues. This is a result of creating a robust business model that can withstand the cyclical fluctuations in business volumes and simultaneously capture the opportunities provided by the structural growth of India. Our company is one of the most operationally efficient country in the world. Company in India, sorry. If you apply for an account, you can just get it in 15 minutes and 6 simple steps. And our customer-centric risk management system is one of the best in the market. We provide real-time payouts to customers and standard plus value-added customer reports. Thank you.
Now we'll be having the financial analysis from Vedant.
So impressive financials of Motilal Oswal for the year 2021 shows how strong company management is. Consolidated revenues for the year were rupees 3,923 crores, an increase of 54% compared to the previous year, and profit was of rupees 1,245 crores. Our total equity investment stand at rupees 2,180 crores. This financial year has led us to largest ever profitability, highest annual revenue and profit, highest AMC, and highest gains on fund-based investments. Our net worth has risen up to rupees 4,432 crores, which is 38% increase if we compare it to the previous financial year. Our board has decided that we will pay rupees 5 per share rupees 5 as a dividend per share. And also our assets under management advice have raised to rupees 2,08,723 crores. This figure is whooping, and we can say that this year was the most successful year for our company and for our current assets under management. Moving on to the management analysis. Uh, Motilal Oswal Financial Services Limited, which was established in 1987, presented a picture-perfect scenario of good business through these years, and especially in 2018, it made a huge impact. Our assets under management grew, the number of families that invested in our company grew, our revenues went skyrocketing. The research, our research is one of the best research in our whole country. Our research, because we invest 10% of our total revenue into our research, that's why our research is one of the best you can get. Also, we can't just show the bright side of our company to our pitch, to our investors. Once there was a fine of rupees 17 lakh on our company for misuse of client funds, as it failed to comply with regulations on segregating funds and regulating with clients. But it was handled very efficiently. Our board of directors made managerial changes, and this problem was tackled. So this was it from my side for the management analysis. Now I will like to continue the presentation with Moss.
Guys, we have 30 seconds left, so please wrap it up accordingly.
Yeah.
Just like we are finishing it. Okay, so if you are investing in a company, then you should know what are our future plans, because that is what you invest in because of, right? So Motilal, the roadmap for Motilal Oswal is that we want to, you might have this question, if it's such a big company, why are they asking for investment, right? We are a company that has it holds in the older markets and the older generation, but we are trying to focus more on the younger generation. That is why we want more investments and we want you guys to come in. And our vision is to make India one of the is to make India financially independent and the youth financially independent. That is why we are asking for investments. Talking about like what makes a company successful, it's the team that we believe. Okay, so Motilal Oswal was a company that was started by just 2 people, and now it has like a family of more than 8,500 employees. Even in the COVID pandemic, we managed to have our employees and we managed to provide for them. Coming to the final aspect of things, Modi, as Vedant stated, that we have stood the test of time. Our company has stood the test of time because we invest almost 10% of our revenue in the equity research and train like best resources to become our advisors. We have got many awards as they are listed here. I would not like to waste your time by listing those. And I would just like to say, as we all know, that Motilal Oswal is a company that has survived the past 30 years because of the trust that it had built amongst its customers. I think we'll be able to stand the test of time even further. And yep, that is it with our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Okay, so just one quick question. Am I audible?
Yep.
Okay. So my question is, in today's time, you might see that many of the investment firms like Upstox, Zerodha, Bypass are offering zero brokerage. So how do you plan to tackle that?
Can I go forward and answer that question, Boss?
Yeah, Vedant, go ahead.
Yeah, so in today's time, we see that Zerodha and all are offering 0% brokerage firms, but these are the firms that don't offer you any service. They will not provide you any research. They will not tell you where to invest. They will just give you a platform and say, okay, here is your platform. You go and you pick whichever share you want and you invest. So in that case, you might get 0% brokerage and you might have to pay 0% brokerage interest to them. But at the end, if we see what difference our company is making, we are providing you a very solid research on which if you want to invest, then sure shot you will get a big profit, and then that brokerage charge that we take will not even matter. So because of that, I think the revenue the revenue that our company is charging for investing in shares is it will not make a much of a difference at the last if you see the returns from our company.
Yes. And it's a company that has lasted for almost 30 years. So we have some like there is some reason that we are still growing. And this financial year was the best year in our history. That the reason for that is that we have that trust from our like people who are investing in our firm.
Okay, great. Akshat?
Yeah, absolutely great. I mean, this financial year was great for Motilal Oswal. But the point that Sarthak also mentioned, that there is a looming fear of these brokerages. And of course, now the banks are also into it. banks like Kotak, HDFC, and ICICI Securities have also alluded to entering into this market. So how will you compete with the traditional banks who have such great backings and such a great brand presence?
So first of all, our company has a lot of services that we provide. So like we are also now into the private home. Like we provide loans for small loans for the people who want to take homes. So that if we talk about that business, we are planning to make that business our main source of income in the coming years. We have seen that revenues from that particular business that we called as Acquire has grown over the years. We started in 2015 and that is growing. So we are shifting on to giving loans too. Also, it's right that big companies are there and they have a lot of backing. But two things are there which makes us different from the rest. First is our loyal customer base, because we are in the market for a long amount of time and the people know that it is a trusted name. Second, we don't have like we are a very trustworthy company and people can't point fingers on it, because we have given returns. We have the people who have invested in, they have got good returns, so they trust us. And the third point is that our management is very strong. Our core principles are very strong, and we are tackling every problem in a very efficient way. So I think by combining these points, we can make our company grow.
One more thing that I just brushed upon was that like we provide a plethora of services. We just don't focus on one service and we just like provide that. We provide a wide range of services, and that is like one more point of difference from the other brands. Yes,
just to add to their points, I think that this is a business which is a financial thing, right? And India, the trust plays a very important role. Now, you are telling that new competitors are entering the market, but they lack the most important thing, which is important in this businesses, which is trust, right? A regular household Indian does not invest in a company by seeing financials, or they see the trust in the company, right? So I think that plays the most major role.
All right, awesome. Also, adding on to that, there's this new asset derivative class of mutual funds and also ETFs coming up. And also AMCs are playing much more major role, and people are moving on to passive investments. The ideas are coming from the West to India as well. So how do you plan to integrate that or maybe go around it?
The idea of AMC is already in our company, because whenever we give any of our service, like for example, if we have to invest in any share, then we charge a bit, and that is what we call as AMC. So that's already in there, and I think that's a very efficient system, the way we charge it. So I think for AMC, we are already doing a great job, and about the rest, I think our team members can tell you.
I think mutual funds also we are already providing for the mutual funds like field, and like AMC Vedant already told. So
yeah. All right. Also, all right. So that's it from me. I'll let other sharks ask some questions. Prerna and Shataksi.
Just since you guys have asked already a lot of questions and the PPT was awesome. So like, okay, you mentioned all of the things and you know that your company interests and everything. So what is like somewhere that you think that you can improve on, or what more can you provide the customers? Where are you looking forward to work?
Can I?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So like if you have seen the advertisements on TVs these days, you don't see like Motilal Oswal advertisements generally. Okay, we are a company that has focused on building an old customer base just on basis on just like from our core. Okay, we want to focus on the newer aspects and the newer markets. We want to focus on the younger audience. Maybe the younger audience will not have that much capital to invest, but they are a younger audience, and we want to like be a part of that market as well. But like historically, like we are not a company that just focuses on the good aspects and the glory of our company. We are a company that are willing to improve, and we are able to like we are like going to accept our like wherever we have lacked, and we will be improving on it. So the one thing that we found was lacking was that we didn't focus much on the younger audience, and that is why we'll be focusing on that in the future.
Great. Just
also, can I add to that? I talked about management a lot because our management is the one we should talk about. The co-founder of our company, Mr. Ramdev Agarwal, he is very active in media, and he has, because the first reason is he has made a lot of money. He has got a lot of good returns by investing the money. So when he goes and tell the newer generation that come and invest in us, that creates a difference. He always tell that don't see the financials, don't see anything, just see that if a company's management is willing to improve the company, is willing to take the company forward, invest in it. And because of that, I think, because of those statements, because of that positive vibe that he provides, customers are attracted towards us, and that is the thing that will take us forward.
All right. Yours, just my last question, and I think I'll be done after that. So your stock has witnessed a steep correction from its previous highs in the few weeks, right? And you say this has been your best run ever, and it has been showing in your stock. But what is the reason for almost 25 to 26% correction in your stock recently?
So like our stock prices were high, they were soaring high in the years before. They reached a value of about 1500. They went they came down due to some errors that our company made. First of all was that I talk about the business called Acquire, the home loan business, in which we didn't quite understand the market well, and some of our stock promoters made some mistakes, and because of that our stocks were dropped. Now seeing those trends, the management decided to bring in new promoters, and the whole idea of how we will move forward with our home loan business has changed. So our non-performing assets went high. It was about 5% or more than 5% at that time when our stock was coming down. So at that time, because of all those things, it came down. But now, as you can see, it started to go up again, because like if you see the current value, it stands at about 813 rupees. Because first of all, our non-performing assets have came down, and second, our management have made changes. They have brought in new stock promoters so that we can tackle this issue in a better way and our stocks can grow. So I like to add one thing, that if we see the stocks of company, I can surely tell you that we are a company to invest in the, if you want long-term returns, because short-term returns can't be predicted in the stock market very well, not by me, not by anyone, I think. But long-term returns, I can surely tell that the way our company has been managed, if you invest in our company will definitely give you long-term returns.
And just talking about the long-term returns, our company has stood the test of time. I feel more than 30 years, and like even in the COVID situation, our the returns that we got, and even we one of the best things about us was that we were managed to we were able to manage our family, our employees pretty well in those times as well. So yeah.
All right. Great presentation, guys. Great overall. That's it from me. Any sharks? Do we have any other questions?
No,
All
I'm
right.
done.
Over to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Team Cortina. It was an amazing presentation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So now we have
Yeah, just a second, Ekagri. I just want to confirm this was Team Cortina, and previous to this was Team Falcon, right?
Right.
And Team Liquid did not appear, right?
No, there you go. Yes.
Thank you so much.
So now we have Dream Team. Hope you guys survived the sharpie teeth. Dream Team, you can start. Do we have Dream Team with us?
They are there. Let's wait one. Can you please unmute yourself, Harsh? Dream Team, if you're trying to say you guys are not audible.
Guys, just give them time. Maybe they can come in later. Let's move on to the next one.
Uh, okay, sure. So the next team that we have is Team Gen. So Team Gens, before you begin, I just want to say, wish you a happy diving experience with the sharks. Please don't get drowned in the sharky seas. So please, Team Gens, you may begin.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Is my screen visible?
Yeah, it is.
So, a very good evening to one and all. Today, my Team Gen Z, we are hereby going to pitch a company IEX, the Indian Energy Exchange, sorry, to the sharks. So, first of all, what is this company all about? So, Indian Energy Exchange is India's premier energy marketplace. It basically operates in the short-term electricity market, which is about 11% of the India's traded capacity. It is the first and the largest power exchange in India, operating since 27 June 2008, and is ISO certified and approved and regulated by Central Electricity Regulatory Commission. The vision is to be the architect of next generation solutions for sustainable energy, and the mission is to leverage technology and innovation to establish transparent and efficient energy marketplaces for delivering affordable, reliable energy sources.
The Indian Energy Exchange or IEX is an electronic power place for electricity corporations and boards to trade contracts related to energy. As we know, many individuals in the stock market to gain profit. Just like that, electricity corporations can trade on the IEX to increase profitability and have better price discovery. Thus, it is a place where participants can buy and sell energy through a double-sided closed auction process. The markets in which IEX deals are electricity market, green market, and would it please change the slide?
Industrial Industrial analysis. The exchange business is a monopolistic business. Once the buyers and the sellers come to a particular platform, they tend to stick to it, which literally proved to be a very profiting point for IEX being the first such energy exchange platform. Apart from IEX, there are few more names which come across the consumers. Power Exchange of India Limited. In the short-term market, which merely shares 3 to 5% of the total traded volume, National Power Exchange (NPEX), in spite of getting established in 2009 itself, the company has not even started operations till date. BSES Energy Trading Platform using blockchain technology can be a competitor in future. Growth in share price of our company. This graph shows the share price of our company, which is 404 rupees. That marks a growth of 106% since last year. Operation analysis. The expenses of the company primarily comprise of employee cost, operating and other expenses, interest and depreciation charges. Employee benefit cost increased mainly due to the annual increments, hiring of additional manpower to meet the business requirements for strengthening of IT team, creating talent pool, product development, market expansion, and performance-linked variable pay to employees. The operating expenses went down by 10.16% from rupees 1614.18 lakh to 1450.23 lakh because of the pandemic situation, which lowered the traveling and administration cost. Financial analysis. This is the company's financial performance for the year which ended on 31st March 2021. Standalone was IEX, consolidated was IEX and IGX, whereas IGX is the Indian Gas Exchange, a subsidiary of IEX. Profits. These were the profits in our company, and the data shows that they are majorly increasing.
Now let us know about the future scope. Considering that electric vehicle can become the mainstream of future in India, the need for charging infrastructure will dramatically increase. Thus, most of the stations may end up buying electricity from the power exchanges, and hence volumes would substantially increase. It's also likely to come from expansion in new markets, particularly in neighboring countries such as Bhutan, Bangladesh, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. IEX has also signed a licensing deal with MCX to launch electricity derivatives on the latter. New segments such as the Green Team Ahead market could bring in more participants to the platform, thereby strengthening liquidity and network effects. The Green Term Ahead market allows for trading in renewable energy. The government has planned to increase the share of natural gas in the total energy basket from current 6% to 15% by 2030. Thus, IEX may also benefit from good volumes on Indian Gas Exchange (IGX) in future, which is an arm of the former. This is how we can bag more profits for our company.
So why should you invest in our company? So our company is a no debt company, and it's monopoly in the short term market with approximately 95% of the share in traded volume. So there is so much of scope of future growth and hence profits. Robustness of the business. Extremely unlikely that a competitor will take away business from IEX India because it is already so much expanded.
Guys, I would like to interrupt and quickly tell you have 30 seconds left. So please wrap it up.
The other two things shows the market value and the share value of the company. The market cap is of approximately 12,000 crores and the share is 404 as it was. Today's share value was 404 with a 52-week high of 454 and a 52-week low of 181, which basically shows the growth in the share price. So everything concludes that the company is a growing company with an increase in its value. So thank you and hope you like that pitch.
All right, great stuff. Okay. So what are the future plans of expansion for IEX? In just not including IGX, just in IEX standalone business.
In IEX, we have mentioned here the future plans. Firstly, they have recently signed a deal with MCX, the multi-commodity exchange, to launch some electricity derivatives there. That would expand their business, more customers, and also they have cross-border. They have signed a cross-border electricity trade for expanding this exchange to neighboring countries like Bhutan, Bangladesh, and also we expect that when the electric vehicles they come into market, so it will increase the demand of electricity, which would however directly increase the business or the trade in the exchange. So we are expecting to back profits like in this way.
IEX is a B2B business or a B2C business?
It's a B2C. I'm not sure. Sorry.
Okay, what is the minimum limit that we need if we want to like register on this platform to sell electricity or buy electricity?
Yes. So apart from the like all the clearances from the government bodies, you need to have like a, what should I say, a net worth of something of 150 lakhs. That is basically 1.5 crores.
Okay. All right.
That I read.
All right. So currently in the current system we have now, we have these long-term contracts with the companies, and what companies also do, they do not come to your exchange for the green market where they kind of trade the certificates of the green certificates that you have here, GTAM market. They do it like on their own. So what would incentivize companies to kind of leave their long-term contracts or maybe come onto your platform?
Okay.
What is the incentive for companies to come onto your platform? It's a simple question. Like, why would they not directly talk to the power companies and form long-term contracts? Like if I were to directly contact to Tata Power and then have a long-term contract, why would I come to your place?
Yeah, the problem lies with the long-term contract is that they have a fixed rate and a fixed amount, the fixed amount of electricity or the energy they would charge for. So, for example, if there is a change in that, if the energy consumption is variable for a few, for a period of time, so then there would be a problem. Like if I have signed a long-term deal of 10 units, let's suppose 10 units I have signed, and only 6 units are consumed. So even after the consumption, I would have to pay for the extra 4 units, which I'm not using. So that would be a not a profitable thing. So this platform provides such what should I say, people or the groups that they can sell off their 4 units or the excess units. They can trade with the people who are in short of the units, like who are consuming 12 units after trading for 10 units. So yeah, for variable consumption, our platform is basically
All right.
meant.
Got it. So what are your profit margins? What are your ROCE numbers?
For our ROCE numbers, here we have mentioned the ROCE numbers are 61% approx and ROE are 47. These are the latest ones. And for comparisons, if you want, so these are the numbers in years. So it was 33% in 17, and for the year financial year 2020 to 2021, it was 37.9, showing an increase.
Got it. All right. So that's it from me. Prerna, would you like to continue? Or any other shout? Yeah,
So
Prerna.
just a small question from my side. Last year, your CEO resigned. So how does that reflect in your company and what is that supposed to mean for the company's future? Hello?
I'm not.
Sorry? Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, so are you
I'm
aware
just
that the Indian CEO
no.
resigned? Okay. That's it for myself. Thank you.
Any other questions by Nisha?
No, I don't have any such questions. Thank you.
Well, then, thank you so much, Team Jen.
Thank you, sir.
Now we have Team Invincible X. Hope you have a Sharky experience.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Is the screen visible? Can somebody just confirm?
Yeah, the screen is visible.
Okay. Greetings, Sharks. This is Sanya Sinha from Team Invincible X, pitching for my company Polyplex for an upfront cost of rupees 12 crores with an equity of 10%. So, have you always just thrown away the packaging that your parcels and Amazon deliveries come through? Well, would you do the same if you knew that they accounted for roughly 234.7 billion US dollars? That's right. So when we talk about general investment, the packaging industry is one of the most profitable industries to invest in. So which company do you plan on investing on? Well, it should be definitely Polyplex Corporation. Polyplex Corporation is a B2B venture for polyester thin films, which look somewhat like this. Our net revenue has been for this year 360 million US dollars. Just a second. Yeah. And the 5-year trend is to complete an increment of 300% on our revenues. If we take a look at our industry analysis, so the target market of Polyplex is spread across 83 countries, which complacent distribution pipelines and partnered networking. Polyplex has potent shares, which are roughly 76% in the Asian packaging market, including India, China, Indonesia, and Thailand. And we are expected to have about 200% increase in cash flows in merely 2 years. That was in 2019, we had a cash flow of roughly 534 crores, whereas by the year 2021, our cash flow rose to 1021. Polyplex curtailed its operational upfront costs by leveraging lean waste management techniques and by implementing regrind, which was a very useful technique so as to reverse the waste management process. Polyplex's global market saw a huge spike due to the COVID-19 pandemic as demands for packaging of hand sanitizers, medicines, and so on rapidly skyrocketed. Polyplex's annual revenue was considered to grow by 15.3% for this year. So if we take a look at our financial analysis, the earnings and revenue forecasts predict that our revenue would roughly be reaching about 100 billion rupees per year by the year 2024. Our earnings are roughly growing at the rate of 15.3%, but with completed and upfront costs included, we are supposed to rise considerably to 24%. Moreover, our EPS value rose from 100 is considered to rise from 160 as for 2021 for 275 for 2024. Our low dividends are covered by both profits and the cash flows. So trend suggests that there is going to be a fresh breakout in stock if it surges above 1220. So if we take a look at our operational analysis, that is going to be encompassing the steps from initiation to from resource acquisition, design and development, testing, training and implementation, operation and maintenance, and finally to the deployment of the models. So operational analysis basically includes the inventory that we import from various leading names in the industry like Camp and Nishimura from Germany and Japan respectively. Our inventory are top-notch and state-of-the-art. Moreover, we invest heavily on our supply chain so as to render dynamic delivery pipelines. The products that we commonly use are Sarafil, Saracoat, Saralam, and Saraprint. These are the various products that come in the market. We are also rapidly deciding to expand into more sophisticated plastics, and for that we are going to be coming to the topic of our metallizers. So 90%, if we look at a competitive analysis, which includes companies like Astral, Jindal, Aqua Phoenix, Flex 2000, Inti, Everspring, Indonesia, our companies lead. Our company Polyplex is supposed to overshoot them because of 90% non-volatility in stocks, optimum quality of PET and BOPET films that are biaxially oriented polyester ethylene types, and profitable partnerships like RAF that pitch the availability of the company to a broad network of consumers. We have factories installed in 6 countries across the globe, and we have and our sales roughly ranged from 3,000 tons in the initial years to roughly 2 billion tons as of this year. So our business
sorry to interrupt, but you have 30 seconds left, so please wrap it up.
Yeah, our business model is an on and offshore business model. Our key partners include multitudinous business from toys to printed books. Our key activities include sophisticated packaging, metallized niche packaging for sophisticated and fragile products, and our customer segments and relationships include versatile businesses, public-private partnerships such as the state of Uttarakhand for power and RPA and EcoBlue. The reason we are seeking this investment is for our metallizer product, which seeks to increase our sales by over 400%. For this, we initially had an upfront cost of 220 crores, of which 8 crores were met by our intrinsic depositories. However, we still require 12 crores more. So Polyplex welcomes committed investors to balance opportunity and witness propitious returns and successful mercenary. Thank you.
Okay. So a quick question. You told that you would be selling 10% of your equity share for 12 crore rupees. Since already the promoter holding is 50%, and diluting it more, does it seem good as a company?
Hello. Yeah, I
I'm,
disconnected. I'm so sorry. Can you please repeat?
yeah, am I audible now?
Yeah. I'm so sorry. I just got disconnected.
No issues. So my question is, since already your company has a promoter holding of 50%, and
Yeah.
further diluting it by 10%, it will be 40%. So wouldn't it seem to the retail investors that the company promoters are not, what will you say? They're not the company is not trustworthy. So how will you tackle that?
Yeah, not exactly. Actually, we have an upfront cost of, we have a very high operating cost, and therefore we are willing for investment so as to pitch our metallizing project that is going to yield about 400% gains in our products. So the only reason why we gave up a large share of our of our revenue to the investors was so that we could make up for the debt that we were having in the initial years. But over the years, as we were able to reduce our operating costs due to intervention by regrind, we are now successful in maintaining the profits of our own company. So therefore, if we take an investment of another 10%, we will still be the major shareholders in the company, and we could also have the investment and the mentorship of sharks and investors.
So, do you plan to buy back the shares that you are selling off right now?
Not in the near future at least, but in the upcoming future years, it is very much possible that in case we are able to propel our 500 crore mark per annum, then we could be able to buy our shares back.
All right, Akshat.
Yeah. Can you just quickly show me your profitability numbers or your revenue numbers? Yeah.
Yeah. So in the last year, we had roughly 48,000 INR in lakhs, which were our profits, and our working profit rose about 120% from 120 crores in 2019 to 1,200 crores in 2021.
All right. Okay. Perfect. So, why do you think that your share is trading under its book value or its intrinsic value? The book value of Polyplex share is around 1530 rupees, and it's currently at 1400 around. So, why do you think that is the case?
Initially, we were facing a sort of issues due to the debt trap situation that pertained on our company. But even though COVID has been a really a terrible thing to have happened, but it was very profitable for our stocks, because when we talk about the packaging demand that skyrocketed due to masks, sanitation inventory, and various other applications like sanitizers and medicines. So these factors enabled us to skyrocket our shares, our Sensex points. And the current reason why we have not yet reached our original, our designated height is because we have still not been able to recuperate from the events that happened before COVID-19. Those were, the excessive investments on operations and minimalistic yields. But we have slowly cut down our operations cost and are evolving, and that is why we are predicted to yield 300% more of our income in the next 5 years.
All right. Just a second. You have subsidiaries in, what do you say, Turkey, in US, and also you are listed on the Thailand Stock Exchange.
Yeah.
Why do you have such a complex structure of the company?
We believe in installing in distribution pipelines across the world. Our aim is to have at least one Polyplex based system distribution pipeline all over across continents. So we have one distribution pipeline in Europe, two distribution pipelines in Europe, that is in Netherlands most probably. And then we have distribution pipelines in India, Thailand, Indonesia. No, not in India and Thailand in Asia, which were able to suffice for distribution across the Asia Pacific region. We also have our distribution pipeline in the United States, which is able to suffice for distribution there. So I don't think it's really very complex. I think it's a very complacent structure that enables us to ensure distribution by targeting specified areas.
All right. Yeah. Somebody was saying.
Hi.
Hello.
I like your presentation a lot. I have a question. You know, despite the coronavirus situation, a lot of your shares skyrocketed primarily due to a lot of online packaging and because you deliver a lot too. Still, the Saraf family, which is your founder, he decided to exit the entire thing with $1,500. Sorry, 1,500 crores.
Yeah.
Why do you think that happened? Because your shares were skyrocketing. I mean, as far as I can see.
Hello. Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very true that our chairman, Mr. Saraf, was adamant to sell off our shares for 1,500 crores because that's the most opportunistic value that could be available in the market. And also, I believe that our shares, while being very volatile, while being non-volatile in nature, are considered to be a very not a very niche facet in the packaging industry, because we have more versatility in nature, whereas there are many of our competitors like Acid, etc., who are very niche and who are very targeted in their distribution. But so is not the case with us. So in the upcoming years, we will slowly with our metallizer that is coming up in Thailand since 2013, and with the required investment that is needed, we are going to be targeting on more sophisticated packaging, and henceforth with the help of sophisticated packaging, we shall be able to skyrocket even further. So that's what I believe. So even though our present scenario might not have risen a lot since the past decade or so, since the past year, but I still believe that in the upcoming 2 to 3 years, our share, not in the upcoming 2 to 3 years, roughly in 5 to 6 years, our shares are going to profit even more.
Okay. I believe you.
Is this an investment advice? Should we invest?
Yeah, it's only 12 crores.
Yeah, it's only 12 crores, Akshay.
Yeah, and you would be getting a 20% equity if you wish for it. 20%.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Maybe you should start doing PR for them. What I would say.
All right. Great presentation. Do we have any other questions?
No, I don't think so. Oh, Prerna has something. Wait.
No, I was saying nothing from my side.
Oh.
All right then. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Host. Right.
Also.
Ekagru.
We need more jokes too. Come on.
So, okay, let's welcome the next team. That is Dream Team. Happy Shaki pitching, guys.
Yeah, hello. Could you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, Shishti and Gulin, are you here?
Yeah, we are here.
Can you see my slides?
Yeah.
Yes, I'll just start it. Hello.
Yeah, Harsh.
Hello. Yeah, just 1 second. Gulin, are you there, Shishti?
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah. Yeah, we are
Okay,
there.
okay. So I'll just start.
analysis, which team?
The dream team.
Oh, okay.
Harsh, you can begin.
Is there some issue? I just can't get it.
Harsh, you can begin.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay.
Harsh, are you there?
We can't hear you, Harsh.
Harsh, we can't hear you.
Hello. I guess there's some
Yeah.
issue when I'm just opening the slide, I guess. When I'm playing the slide, there's some issue. I don't know why. So I did send the slide to the organizers. So could you please play it?
Or else someone else in your team can present.
Yeah, for sure. Gulleen, could you or Shishti? Hello. Hello, Gulleen, Shishti, could you please present the slides?
Can somebody else from Dream Team please share their slides?
Yeah, I said to them, they are just working on it, I guess.
All right, Dream Team, maybe we can push you to the last. And do we have any other teams
Okay,
right
for
now?
sure.
Yeah, Ekagra,
Yeah,
please.
we have one team. So I would like to welcome we bears. Together we look out. Nothing can be missed from the eyes of a sharks. Team together we, are you there with us?
Hi, am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Just a second, I'll share the screen. Is the screen visible? Is the screen visible?
Yes, it is visible.
I'll pitch for the company Nerolac. So this is a company, it started in 1920 and it has recently completed its 100 years mark last year. It was actually a subsidiary of Japan-based company and it is among the top 10 coating companies in the world. It has diversified range of products in every services. It is a market leader in automotive and power coating. It has a lot of operative locations in India throughout the country. Like 70 sales location, 11,000 dealers and 5 factories. Although they are still working to expand this. The organization has always been in forefront with the IT part, with the technological part. As the world is moving forward, as the world is growing, they are focusing on more of the development towards this digital market and stuff. They have always been a pioneer in the lead free paint. Like they actually specialize in sustainable products. As with the time being, we all are being environment, we all like to use environment friendly things, so they are also focusing on such things, and they are a complete, they prefer to produce lead free paint. Their main strengths are working on R&D. They spend a good.
But your slides are not being updated. If you're changing the slides.
Just, is it now working?
It's not working. It's in maintaining excellence one.
Happening. Just a second. Some glitch. Now is it working?
You are on the second slide, no?
No, I'm not. Just a second. Give me a minute.
Now it's on the first slide.
Shall I continue? This is.
Yeah, you shall continue.
So in the recent years, the company is focusing on the globalization aspect because they are trying to expand its operations and sales promotion techniques. As it is already it is existing a huge market share in India. It is also trying to expand worldwide. Now, let's come to the SWOT analysis part. What are the strengths of the company and what are the weaknesses? When we talk about Nerolac, it has huge product range. It has product range in the decorative segment as well as automotive segment. It is a tech-savvy company because whenever it is a very, I would say, customer friendly as well. Whenever you see their websites or their applications, they have a lot of various customer engagement platforms where you can choose the colors, where you can choose the designs yourself. They spend a huge amount on research and development. They are a market leader in automotive category. They have strong supply chain. Their weakness is that there is a change in market demand, and as the competitors like Asian Paints and Vulture are really up to the mark, so they have to face their competition. Their business model can be is easily replicable. That is one of their weaknesses, due to which they have to revamp their supply chain and logistics, which will obviously be of high cost for them, but they have to work on that.
The slides are still not being updated. Instead of screen share, instead of
I'll
window,
do that
can
again.
you do the share screen?
Yeah, I'll do that. Is it now moving?
Yes, it is moving now.
Thank you. The opportunities are that they can enhance the technology. They have a scope of new products. They can expand through e-business strategies, which is in so much trend these days. The threat can be there can be a scarce raw material, and due to this COVID-19 pandemic, there can be a lot of such issues. And the other threat is their dependence on real estate. Whenever there is some growth in real estate, it impacts them as well. And when we see the paint industry, it is generally divided into two aspects: the decorative and the industrial one. The decorative aspect is from the households perspective, from the buildings, normal buildings that are built, and from the industrial aspect, we take it to the automotive sector and all such things. When we see how other companies spend, we see that Asian Paint spend a huge gain a huge through the decorative aspect. Similarly, Berger Paints, all such companies, but this concern Nerolac focuses mainly on the industrial aspect, and they have a huge market share on this. Then we see what is the pestle analysis. When I talk about the political aspect, since the GST has been taken up by the government, it has also induced their sales up to some extent. Also, the government is regularly trying to implement this Make in India initiative, which helps them to expand. On the economic front, there is a slowdown in the economy due to COVID-19 and downfall in the demand of automotive coating, uh, which is why they have to face a lot of problems. Then there is a social aspect. So no, there is a huge investment in social.
Sakshi, you have 30 seconds left, so please wrap it up.
Okay, so there is a huge investment in social sustainability part and shifting in consumer references. In the legal aspect, there are a lot of environmental laws, and you have to adhere from the new health and safety rules. In environmental, there is a demand for sustainable products and lead-free paints. Technological aspect, they have home decor tips on the mobile app and website, and color consultancies to the consumers. When I talk about Porter's five forces, I would say the threat of new entrants is low because there are already a lot of established large companies in the skills, so that is why it is low. Bargaining power of suppliers is high because there are few suppliers, and there is limited or no substitute to such things. Substitute threat to substitute products is low because although yes, there are few substitutes due to paint and coating industry, but at the end of the day, there is no as such proper substitute to it. Then the bargaining power is high because many producers are available, and the buyers always have an option to switch between the ends as per the prices. There is a good rivalry among the competitors. 80% of the sector, 80 to 70% of the sector is run by three companies itself. So that is why there's a good rivalry. When we see there is some competitive analysis, we see that that our company spends a huge amount on the raw material, like more than ancient paints and Berger paints. Raw material expense percentage as per the sales, because they.
Sakshi, your time is already over, so please don't extend it.
I'll just end in a minute or so because there were some screen share issues. That is why it took me a little. So they spend a huge amount on it because of the quality issues, and these are the advertisement and promotional expenses. They have spent a good amount, 50 like almost more than any other competitor on promotionals and sales. This is the operational footprint. They are almost located in all the parts of India. They focus on maintaining excellence by working throughout the company, working throughout on various aspects by scaling up the process and all such things. This is their financial highlights. They have faced a decrease in the top line, but the main reason for this was because of the COVID-19. Otherwise, when we see they have good financials throughout the last 100 years, they are improving, but because of the less demand from the automotive sector, there's a lack. Then in the non-financial highlights, we see that they are a complete social responsibility, corporate social responsibility. They have worked on things which are for the benefit of the environment as well. This is the valuation of the company. When we see the valuation is more than valuation through various aspects is more than
Sakshi,
its competitors.
really
Yes.
sorry, but due to the time
Yeah.
crunch, we have to stop now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry for taking a bit longer.
Okay. So in the SWOT analysis, Sakshi, you mentioned that expansion in real estate is a threat to their business. Can you explain this?
I said that real estate has a huge impact on them. The thing is, when the real estate will expand, it can actually act as a benefit to them. The reason can be like when more and more buildings will come up, so they can have more demand from the high-end market.
Okay, okay. Sorry, I got that wrong. Shatakshi?
No, I don't really have any questions.
Okay, question from my side. Say you mentioned through your analysis that your business model is easily replicable, and also as your company is losing market share over the year. So, and also like as we mentioned in other things as well, that Nerolac has a higher PE. So are these all a threat to you or an opportunity for you? And also explain why.
So the thing that the business model is easily replicable is obviously a threat, which is why I also mentioned, and they also aim at doing this to increase the expenditure on supply chain and logistics, to give a high quality product and build a good customer base. But yes, this is obviously a threat because their business model can be copied, and when we talk about such products, such products, there is no as such a huge variation in all such products, so they can be copied by competitors. But the thing is, once you build a customer loyalty, you have you offer good quality products at cheap prices. Like I also showed, they spend a huge amount on raw material and stuff, which is their main aim, to build a good customer loyalty and capture the market through it. So it is a threat, but they are working on it.
Okay, and about the other 2 points?
Can you please repeat them once?
You're losing market shares and your high PE ratio.
So the high PE ratio, as per me, is not as such a threat. It can be a good thing as well for the investors, for increasing the market capitalization as well. So it can be a good thing. Although I'll be honest, I'm not that well versed with the financials and stuff. I just cleared my class 12, so I'm not that good with it. But yeah, as far as my knowledge is concerned, this is the thing. And the market share is obviously a good thing for the company. They are trying to increase their market share, which is why they are also expanding globally. In India, they are opening new manufacturing units as well to expand. They are spending a huge amount on promotion. Like I showed you, they have the highest amount on marketing and stuff. It's just to increase their market share.
Okay, so did you show your slides the net profit, quarterly net profit of your company? Or may I know what is the quarterly net profit of your company?
I showed the net turnover. I didn't show the net profit. I'm sorry.
So, Shabs, do you have some more questions? Okay, so thank you so much together. We may proceed with the next team, Dream Team. Happy sharking pitching, Dream Team.
Yeah, thank you.
You can start.
Srishti, please share the slides.
Yeah, I'm sharing the slides.
So, hi Sharks, this is Harsh.
Hello, Harsh.
And in my team, I have Gulleen and Srishti, and we are the Dream Team. And today we are putting forward our ideas about Motilal Oswal, the company. So, Sharks, there might be a moment in your life, rather than investing in businesses around, like you're just scanning for through, you want to invest on something more secure. Maybe so that you could get a good return. So we are here for you. So we are Motilal Oswal, and basically our main objective is to we are a stockbroking firm, and we deal into distribution, institutional broking, asset management, investment banking, private equity, commodity broking, currency broking, and home finances. So, Gulleen, you're next. Please see the slides.
Yeah.
Srishti?
Srishti, you can change. Yeah, thank you, Harsh. Well, to begin with the industry analysis, The brokerage market was valued at 135 billion in financial year 2016. In financial year 2020, it reached 210 billion from 195 billion in financial year 2019 at an annual growth rate of 7.6%. The financial broker offer financial advice to the firm or individual, mainly dealing in wealth management. Furthermore, the industry gained popularity due to the increase in trading activity. They mainly operate through vertical, including hybrid brokerage and discount. The major player operating in the market include Angel Broking Limited, Geojit Financial Services Limited, ICICI Security Limited, and Kotak Security Limited. Now,
Next
moving
slide.
forward to the operational analysis. Shishti, you can change. Yeah. Moving forward with the operational analysis, the company has a network of 2,300 plus sub-broker and partners. The company is primarily exposed to liquidity, operational, credit risk. Internally, it has constituted the Asset Liability Management Committee to manage that. The team identify, monitor all the principal risk in accordance with the defined policy and procedure. The company is headed by the chairman and the managing director. Over to Harsh.
Shishti, in the slide.
Yeah.
So Akshat, I see you agreed with numbers. So basically our financial performance answer is here. And you could just see that our company has had a net profit after tax at around rupees 1,245 crores, which is a 245% growth in the 5 last years. So I guess that's a huge margin for us. And the revenues for us, as you could see, is 3,923 for the last financial year. And this was basically due to the COVID because people sitting at home were like they wanted to invest money and they saw that stock market is a good way to earn money because the share prices were quite down. So people had invested a lot and we earned a lot of brokerage through that. Chichi, next slide, please.
Yeah.
So as of now, the company share price is around 813 and the market cap is around 11,947 crores. And the number of shares are around 14.69 crores with a PE ratio of 15.83. And that might be an issue, but in the long run, we all know that the company is going to cover it. And we have a debt ratio of around 1.4%, 1.4. So that's a really bad thing for company. But I think in the upcoming time, we will be able to sort it out. Shishti, over to you.
Yeah. So when I talk about the management analysis of Motilal Oswal's, like it provides a diversified financial services company with stock brokering business activities. It also offers unique value propositions to its customers and creates its niche in each of the business segment and command premium positions over the peers. Motilal Oswal also operates as PMS, AIF, and mutual funds in the public equity spaces. So our company comprises of a pyramid shape of management, which includes top level managers who look after the regional offices. The offices work on its with retail and other investors. An IT department in it plays at every like time for the proper functioning of the app and the trade. And Motilal Oswal also deals with the demand and supply drivers of the industry. So when I talk about the demand and supply drivers of Motilal investors, like the demand drivers includes the potential yield, like the financial incentives or return on investment is a great driver which attracts more and more in the broker firms like Motilal. So the next will be the risk rating. Since the rate of risk is higher, the company assumes to have a higher profit as well. When I talk about the liquidity, it handles in order to meet the contingencies. People invest in the financial markets to maintain strong and flexible liquidity positions. And like when I talk about the availability of information, there is a visibility and access to returns. There will be more expectations from the market along with the increase in investment. And when I come to the access alternatives, the company when the company is exposed in the market on a large scale, it is obvious to have a tough competition eventually, and the profit will be more. Uh, when I will come to the major supply drivers now. If I talk about the supply drivers, the money supply plays a major role in the supply drivers for Motilal Oswal's. The more the supply of the money in the market, the availability of the financial services and products will be eventually more. So the interest rates are also deals with the same pace. Higher interest rates, which will invest in the will give higher returns with great supply, no doubt, but there can be a difficulty in case of borrowings and ascertaining the real market values. When it comes to inflation, since we know that the value of currency appreciates and depreciates with the rate of inflation thus serves a great supply drivers in the market. Economic conditions also have a totally same impact on the rate of inflation. The upsurge and downturns in the domestic market and the global economy is another supply drivers which is beyond the control of any business firm. Government regulations also plays a very important role in the supply drivers, major supply drivers. The government attitude towards the trade policies and various other financial firms and industries matters a lot. The various restrictions or duties or taxes may restrict the supply and may hinder the growth of the industry. That is all about the management part of Motilal Oswal's. I would like Harsh to conclude the presentation. Over to you, Harsh.
So, Sharks, you might be thinking why Motilal Oswal. So, basically, the stock market industry in India is right now valued at around $2.7 trillion, and it requires multi research, detailed and constant eye on the market, expertise to spot trends, wide coverage across networks, and tech support and service. And it is all used by these, and it is by using all these the various rungs of the ladder. Motilal Oswal has become the provider for the best stock analysts. So, thank you. And we are open to questions.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so Harsh, as you just said that there is no promoter pledge, but the debt to equity ratio is a bit high. So
Yeah.
how do you target to reduce it?
So basically, if we have more investors coming in, if we could just acquire more, as of now, we have just a 5% market share in the brokering world, being in the business for around 32 years. So that's a back push for us. So right now, we are trying to target more investors, so by which we could earn more brokerage and we could just slightly cut down the debt to equity ratio. And we are also planning to go into the US as well as the Hong Kong equity market. And right as of now, our company is functioning in the US equity market. So by those means, we could earn a high commission, and we could just tug the feasibility of the debt to equity market.
Yeah, to add on to this, when we pay down all the loans and pay off the loans, the ratio starts to balance out eventually. And to restructure the debt, we can lower the debt equity ratio of the company.
All right. One more thing. In today's world, as more investors are increasing in the stock market, with less financial knowledge, the main point that attracts them is zero brokerage. So how do you target to tackle that?
So as of now, we charge a quarterly AMC, that's the annual maintenance cost, and we charge a point 0.4 rupees delivery trade commission. That's the minimum brokerage. And the basic point, as you said, that people have no knowledge about stock markets. So we constantly give them the tips for the market for intraday, for short term or for long term. And our users have seen a rise in their portfolio of around 25%, which is higher than any mutual fund or maybe investing in FDs or treasury bills.
All right. Shatakshi and Prerna.
So you were planning to basically enter the American markets, right? That is what you have said.
Yeah, we actually we have entered the American market. So right now you can trade in the American market, the equity market of the America from our app. And the future plan of the company is to go down to the Hong Kong market. And as well as we have seen that the rural areas in India aren't able to invade the stock market. They aren't able to put their money. So our basic point for pitching this idea is to get investment from your side so that we could just have offices up there and we could have those slumby investors in our business.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got it. I think I misheard something that as well. Okay.
Okay.
So do we have further questions, Sharks?
Prerna?
No, I think that's all.
All right, so we are done, Ekagr.
Thank you so much, team.
Hi, everybody. So since we are finished with the team, we have evaluated, but it will take us about 10 to 15 minutes to complete our evaluations. And as soon as you're done with them, we will inform you on the Discord app, so you can come back to the meet. The link will be the same, but we'll resend it to you guys so that you can come back to the same, or you can just stay here and we'll announce the result as soon as possible. We really thank you for your efforts, for giving all of us amazing food to eat upon. Some of them were so good. We were like, just be the PR for that company. So just give us 10 minutes and we'll get back to you, and then we'll have the closing ceremony.